What would you do differently, Donald?
I'd make our allies, forgetting about the enemies you can't talk to so easily, I'd make our allies pay their fair share. We're a debtor nation. Something's going to happen over the next number of years with this country, because you can't keep going on losing $200 billion, and yet we let Japan come in and dump everything right into our markets and everything. It's not free trade. If you ever go to Japan right now and try to sell something, forget about it, Oprah. Just forget about it. It's almost impossible. They don't have laws against it. They just make it impossible. They come over here, they sell their cars, their VCRs, they knock the hell out of our companies. And hey, I have tremendous respect for the Japanese people. I mean, you can respect somebody that's beating the hell out of you, but they are beating the hell out of this country. Kuwait, they live like kings. The poorest person in Kuwait, they live like kings. And yet they're not paying. We make it possible for them to sell their oil. Why aren't they paying us 25% of what they're making? It's a joke.
This sounds like political presidential talk to me, and I know people have talked to you about whether or not you want to run. Would you ever?
I know that
I am officially running for President of the United States, and we are going to make our country great again. I'm not running to be President of the world. I'm running to be President of the United States of America.
Thinking about mama, about the kids.
And they told me that he said he would not pay for the wall. Do you have a comment? I said, yes, the wall just got 10 feet taller.
It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Because you'd be in jail.
Secretary Clinton.
The people of this country are furious. In my opinion, the people that have been long-term workers at the FBI are furious. There has never been anything like this. You get a subpoena, and after getting the subpoena, you delete 33,000 emails. So we're going to get a special prosecutor, and we're going to look into it, because you know what? People have been, their lives have been destroyed for doing 1/5 of what you've done, and it's a disgrace. And honestly, you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Secretary Clinton,
Donald's like a straight-up guy. Like, if he sees your shirt tucked out, he won't bleed his eye. He'll be like, tuck your fucking shirt in. Rather than some guys like to wear their shirts out, but I think you should tuck it in. Like, he's a straightforward guy.
I've been challenged by so many people, and I don't frankly have time for total political correctness. And to be honest with you, this country doesn't have time either. This country is in big trouble. We don't win anymore. We lose to China. We lose to Mexico, both in trade and at the border. We lose to everybody. We need strength. We need energy. We need quickness. And we need brain in this country to turn it around. You fight ISIS first. Right now you have Russia, you have Iran, you have them with Assad, and you have them with Syria. You have to knock out ISIS. They're chopping off heads. These are animals. You have to knock them out. You have to knock them off strong. Bring him up too. Come here.
Do not let them intimidate you. You back this man right here to the hilt. They will say anything. They will do anything.
Mr. Trump,
Typical politician. All talk, no action. Sounds good, doesn't work, never gonna happen. Our country is suffering because people like Secretary Clinton have made such bad decisions.